Um, there's another thing I was gonna say that's not written down that I just thought of. Hi, I'm Dabby, but you can call me Dabz. So today I'm reviewing XOXO by Axie Oh. So I read this book on the Kindle, so that's why I don't have the physical book with me right now. But here is the cover. I really like the cover actually. So this book, my mom actually read it first and she really liked it, so she recommended it to me. And I also ended up liking it. So here's a book review to see if you would like it too. So this book follows Jenny, a Korean American high school cello player who lives in Los Angeles. Her goal right now is to get into a prestigious music school, but when she receives some harsh criticism after a cello performance, her confidence is shattered, and her uncle gives her this advice to just live life. As if it were fate, that night she meets a boy, Cheu, at her uncle's karaoke bar, and for the first time in her life, she has an adventure of a night. Then Cheo disappears. Wow, where did he go? Months later, Jenny goes to Korea with her mother to help her grandmother, who's in poor health. She will be staying there for a couple months, I think it was 6 months or so. So she ends up enrolling in a performing arts school in Korea because, she plays cello. But she happens to be going to the same school as none other than Cheo, the same person that she met that one night. And as it turns out, he isn't an ordinary student. He's a member of a famous K-pop band. Dun, dun, dun. So I ended up enjoying this book. I thought that it flowed extremely well. It was really easy to understand and get through. And it was so easy that it made me want to keep reading, even if it got boring at times. Just the way that I wasn't confused at anything just made it easy for me to just keep reading. I also thought the storyline was a little overdone. I felt like I had read a story similar to that before, but it was interesting, and there have been stories with the same, like I said, tropes and themes, but this is the first one that I read that uses K-pop as the celebrity or the love interest. So I thought that was interesting to see. Also seeing kind of the Korean culture, fan culture based on K-pop and idols in Korea and stuff like that. I thought that this book was definitely more of a feel-good read than anything, which depending on what you like could be good for you, it could be bad for you. For me, I do enjoy a good feel-good read, but I also really appreciate a nice read that's very complex and bad things happen. Most of the conflicts in this book were very easily solved. I didn't feel like there was too much depth besides the romance. The only other aspect that I saw was Jenny growing as a person herself, her confidence playing the cello and her confidence as a person, or as a character. And I really enjoyed that aspect of the book, and I wish that that was kind of more there. I wish there was more about Jenny growing as a person in addition to the romance. So in this book, the way that Korea was described in the book, I really loved reading it. I felt like it really did have the vibe of Seoul. I haven't visited Korea in how many years? 3 years because of COVID and stuff. And so it made me really excited to visit again this summer. That's the plan. We're gonna visit this summer. And yeah, so just the way that it described, it just gave that vibe very well. So for characters, I enjoyed, probably my favorite characters were Jenny, Cheu, which is the romantic interest, Nathaniel, which is one of the other members of the K-pop band group, and I also enjoyed Sori, which is one of, actually I can't really say because that's kind of a spoiler, she's one of the characters. But I feel like the other characters, the other two band members, and also Jenny's first friends when she comes to this performing arts school, Kitek and Angela, I feel like they were kind of flat, they're kind of boring. They didn't really have much personality, which I guess I understand because the story wasn't really based on them, but they didn't really have any depth to them. I just wish that there was something to make them a little more diverse from the other characters, because I feel like they're kind of interchangeable. I could add any random character there and it would still fit the role it needs to, kind of. So that was a little bit of a letdown. So Axie Oh has actually written 3 other books. One of them is in a series. One of them is Rebel Soul and Rogue Heart. That's a series. It's like a Korean dystopian series, I think. And the other one is The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea, which is a fantasy folktale based on like an old Korean folktale. And so after reading XOXO, I do want to try out, both those books because I enjoyed this one. I think that it would be interesting to read some more of Axie Oh's writing. So yeah, that's my plan. Overall, I did enjoy this book and I gave it like a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was very helpful of making me want to read during like a reading slump because I was kind of like, oh, I don't really want to read anything. And I read that book and it kind of like zoomed through it. It really made me want to read. And it was definitely a feel good type of book, like I said. So if you are interested in in Korea itself, K-pop, you're just looking for a nice, light, like romance to read, or if you're interested in fan fictions, because I feel like this book kind of read like a fan fiction, I would totally recommend this book for you. So that would be the end of my book review. If you like this video, then like this video and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and happy reading!